She is up on the ramp, over. Beautiful square jump, nice landing, effortless for Sarah Litton. Got one on the board.
Yeah, that was nice. Sarah looked pretty light on her feet there, coming off the ramp. Good, clean landing, nice and square. Sarah's a pretty proficient jumper. She's been over 12 meters a number of times, and if you look back at the open division of the last World Championships, 12 should get you on the medal podium.
That first jump was 10 meters even. 10 meters even for Sarah Litton.
Two more jumps each for Alex Youngblood of USA and Sarah Linton of New Zealand.
We got jump number 2 coming up for Alex Youngblood.
Sarah put up a 12.4 meter jump in the 2016 Auckland Selection Regionals. So, like I say, if you look at the data from the last regionals, 12 is going to definitely get you in the finals here.
So here's Alex Youngblood, Team USA on the water, coming in for a second jump, looking to get out there a little further, try to make a run for the finals. Oh, that was a little bigger jump from Alex Youngblood. Nice landing.
Yeah, it was amazing. What really amazed me in the preliminary rounds is out of all the jumpers we had, probably say we had a dozen jumpers times 3, 36 jumps. I bet 30 out of the 36 with the proficiency and consistency that these ladies land their jumps at.
Oh, they're all looking very, very stable and calm coming into the ramp. Very nice landings. We've got a total of 8 jumpers in this field. And we will be moving on from this open women's jump semifinals into the open men's semifinals, which has a field of, I believe, 12 jumpers. And that'll more than likely round out the day. A little less there for Alex Youngblood on that jump. I think might have dragged a foot because it looked like a better jump, but 1 foot was dragging with an 8.5 meters for that second jump.
Yeah, Alex is going to get plenty of jumping in this week. She's also moving on to the finals in the junior women's jump, so she'll get more ramp time here. Hopefully she can put it together and make it to the finals here in the open women's division.
Looking across the lake, we got one of those tractors that's been, I believe, kind of sponsored by one of the dealerships, and it's backing in with the 2 brand new watercraft that we've been supplied by Bay Marine on that tandem trailer. Second jump for Sarah Litton coming up. New Zealand, as Gus is saying, could get out there in the 12-meter range. Has got that sort of a distance in her. She's cutting out. Looked like a pretty good jump, but again, a little bit like maybe Alex might have had a heel drag, which definitely drops the distance on you drastically.
I'd like to wish Mike Spence a happy birthday today. Happy birthday, Mike Spence. If you see Mike Spence around the site, be sure and wish him a happy birthday. We'll set up the spanking machine later.
There you go. Let's quickly go through a few more of our sponsors here. The bronze sponsors we have for the tournament: Allen Insurance, the County Farm Center, Cross Border Solutions, Dr. Marcel Brunet, Canadian team member. He helped out sponsoring the event. We've got Franklin Coach Lines, Hermer's Heavy Equipment, Houston Barriers, Iron Eagle Industries, Mark Crucci, Mike Milepski, one of our officials here, has been a bronze sponsor. Thank you, Mike. Ryko, Shield Fence and Wire, Sunbelt Rentals, the Backwater Design Company, and Waterski and Wakeboard Ontario, rounding out the bronze sponsors. We got a distance of 9.2 on Sarah Litton's second jump, so I think she might have drug a heel there.
One final jump for Alex Youngblood and one final jump for Sarah Linton. We'll see if we see any additional raising on the ramp here to try to give them some pop and some extra distance.
I hear the boat powering up. Alex Youngblood, final jump here in the Open Women's semifinals. And there she is, cutting out towards the ramp. Over the ramp, and hey, a decent jump there. Nice landing, very consistent. Looks like she just lands every jump she does. Slide right into the beach. Great job, Alex Youngblood from the USA.
I saw some extra lift there. I think that was a much better jump than the first two jumps. Waiting to get a provisional jump score here, or actually I think most of the jump scores are pretty locked down. Jump scores typically don't go under review, and if you've been on site when records are set, they're pretty much ratified on the spot, because if the equipment's homologated and everything's within spec, it's a lock for a world record. Is that not right, Richard?
Yeah, we like to try it, especially at World Championships. I mean, soon as the jumps landed, or the event over at the very, very latest, we recalibrate the landing and find out if it's exactly where they put the cursor, so to speak, on the video frame. It might change 1/10 of a meter plus or minus, but you're right, Gus. You'd like to try to get that done without having to recreate that whole system after the event.
We're getting a final jump score for Alex Youngblood of 9.8 meters. What I'm hearing out of the boat, 9.8 meters. So that'll bump up her preliminary round score a little bit by 0.1. Everything helps.
So Alex Youngblood looks like the great job in the Open Women's division, as Gus had mentioned.
Pretty young skier out of Michigan, I believe about 17 years old. Her and Alex Youngblood trained hard together down at the World Barefoot Center with Swampy and the rest of the crew down there, and her skiing's really taken off. We got a skier on the water here.
This is Sarah Litton from New Zealand, third and final jump here in the semifinals. There she is, a little off axis. Looked like she was pushing it a little harder on the raise. Had a bit of a heel drag possible, but great job. 3 jumps landed by Sarah Litton from New Zealand.
Sarah did a nice job keeping her composure on that one. Looked like, as you mentioned, Richard, the left leg just kind of got swept out a little bit underneath her, and she still was able to land that square. She kept her upper body. Her shoulders were square, and it was just the feet that kind of got, the one foot got pushed out a little bit on coming off the ramp, but she dialed that landing in pretty nicely there.
You bet. We've got Lexi McCauley swimming out to get in a boat, and we've got Steffi Kirsch from Germany, the next jumper on the water. And Lexi McCauley, U.S., swimming out to get in the boat. So a 9.0 meter jump for jump number 3 for Sarah Litton. It looks like we're gonna be pushing the perhaps 12 meters or at least 10.5 meters to get into the final round of this jump event.
Yeah, I keep my eye on Becky Meyer-Moynes, the Canadian, at the last World Championships, just barely missed the podium. We had the Kohler girls. Ariana Kohler took that bronze medal home. Ariana's not competing this year. It was Georgia and Ashley on top. So I think Becky's definitely got a great shot at the medal podium here.
She is definitely. But we're on the water right now. We have Steffi Kirsch from Germany, open-end senior skier. Very, very experienced. She's taking home medals in the jump event in the senior division. She's out wide, getting ready for the jump. Oh, a beautiful jump by Steffi Kirsch. That looked further than what we've seen so far today.
Yeah, Steffi's a powerhouse in this event. Actually, the dynamic duo from Germany, Svenja Hempelmann, also a very accomplished jumper, didn't make the cut, but will be jumping in the seniors finals. Expect big things from the German ladies. They're very strong in this event.
So a 10.5 from Steffi in the elimination round. We'll see what you got here in the in her first jump in the semifinals. Few silver sponsors to mention. It's Brakaza Construction, Deerhaven Farm and Garden Center, Dig and Dirt Construction, Marshall's Lawn Care and Garden Center, Mike's Tires, the Township of Stone Mills, or Stone Mills Township, and rounding out Sullivan and Son Construction. Thank you very much for being silver sponsors of this event. And again, to all the athletes that have traveled around the world, these people and companies have made this possible. To set an event up like this, to have the infrastructure and that we have here in this dream lake, these sponsors have made it happen. So if you see any of these companies around the site or their representatives, give them a big shout out and a thank you.
That was a 10.6 meter first jump for Steffi Kirsch of Germany, and they're casting some insight into that. That actually has some big implications for Steffi. She had a 10.5 in the preliminary round. 10.6 is 0.1 more, but what I see there on paper is if this were to play out like it looks in the seedings with that 10.5 Lexi McCulley and 10.5 Steffi, it would have ended out that way where the skiers didn't hit their scores that they skied in the preliminary. We would have had a jump off.
Very possible. We got Lexi McCauley on the water right now, on the ramp, over the ramp. Nice, decent first jump. Very square, effortless, beautiful landing. But you're right, Gus. This is coming down to I think Steffi and Lexi McCauley right now are probably maybe going to be fighting for the last spot in to the finals.
Yeah, if the preliminary rounds are any indication, Richard, it's that 5 spot. There's just 4 or 5 girls all stacked on top of each other trying to get that last spot. But again, you got to land all 3. So Brooke Fitch had, she had about a meter cushion there for when she grabbed that 4 spot coming in, and then Becky Moynes-Meyer had another meter there on top. Becky's a real consistent 12-plus jumper.
We got a first jump from Lexi McCauley, 9.6. No doubt, just coming in, wanted to get one on the board, decent, get the feel for the ramp. That's a 9.6. She was very square, very even. She'll be looking to push that out a little further. I can't tell how it's going to play out, Gus, as we saw in the men's trick event and other events, but it looks as though, Steffi Kirsch, 10.6 right now is, the 4th largest jump of both rounds. So she's got, maybe that's going to be the jump she needs to get in. But we got Lexi McCauley still. She's capable of going out in the 11-meter range.
Okay, skier on the water, Steffi Kirsch, Germany, jump number 2.
Here we go, Steffi. Coming down the course behind that beautiful Sanger boat. And there's the cutout. She cuts out fairly early. Look at that. Getting up to the ramp. That looked like a little further before. She's up and skis it away. I think that was further than the first jump at 10.6 there, Gus.
Yeah, I agree, Richard. I saw the pop at the top of the jump there that time. Steffi didn't just go out. She went up there at the top of the ramp. You see a little pop when she came up there. So that's going to give her some extra distance, I think.
I would think so. Very square, too. Didn't drag a heel. It was a really beautiful landing. Nice and square coming over the ramp.
Key observation here, we got 8 ladies in the semifinals. 3 of them are from New Zealand. They got some talent there in New Zealand, the ladies jumpers do.
Oh, they definitely do. I mean, they're one of the the founding fathers of barefoot water skiing, so to speak. One of the first teams, competed in the first World Championships. New Zealand's got a deep, deep history in barefoot water skiing. Australia, New Zealand, the powerhouses at the first few World Championships.
We've got a 9.2 meters is what we're hearing for Steffi Kirsch's second jump. I thought that maybe was out there a little further, but the video system doesn't lie. It's
No, that's
taped and played back, and it is what it is. So 9.2 meters.
looked like she got a little raise more and flew a little higher and further, so to speak. But that's not the case. So 9.2. She's sitting on her 10.6 still. We got Lexi McCauley with 2 more jumps in this event. The boat's just powering up, coming in. So Lexi got her first one on the board. She'll be looking to push that distance out there a little further, trying to make a berth into the finals of this open women's jump event. That was a little better than her first jump, I believe. She looked like she got a little raise, got a little more distance.
Yeah, that's gonna help her out. I think again, 10 points. Steffi Kirsch putting up the 10.6. That was actually a pretty big deal. The way things are shaping out here.
All right, we're looking at Steffi Kirsch going to be coming in for her third and final jump.
Sitting on that 10.6, which, you know, if things ended as they were right now, would be just enough to get in. But there's quite a bit left to be played out here.
Yep, Steffi's in the water at the other end of the lake. We've Lexi McCauley increased her distance there from the first jump. She's got a 10.1 meter jump on her second jump, 10.1. So good job for Lexi McCauley. Increased her distance. Still not quite where she was in the first round, but looks as though she's just kind of bumping it up slowly each jump. Steffi Kirsch, we can hear that boat starting out. Steffi Kirsch for a third and final jump. You know, she's a competitor, Gus. She's been at these world championships many times. We're going to see her, push it to the limit, so to speak, here on this final jump. She wants to get out there and solidify a spot in the finals. There it is. Oh, she did. She was going for it, just like I said. Better, bigger raise, a little bit off, came down hard, couldn't quite hold on. Steffi Kirsch from Germany, good job in these semifinals.
Yeah, that looked like she was going after it on that one. She definitely got some amplitude, I think, at the top of the ramp on that.
So in the water, swimming out, Brooke Fitch from New Zealand, swimming out to that blue boat. Lexi McCauley on the water for her third and final. Yeah, we were right. Steffi Kirsch was pushing it. She had a 10.7 meter fall. Didn't ski away, but 10.7 meters. That was much better than than her first round 10.5. She wanted to get a little further out there, but couldn't quite hang on.
Yeah, I think Steffi took the pressure off herself with that 10.6 first jump that she landed. That might be the decider there. We've got 4 more ladies to jump. We've got Brooke Fitch of New Zealand and Becky Moynsmeyer of Canada. The next 2 jumpers alternating jumps.
So I can hear the towboat firing up. And here we go, Lexi McCauley, third and final jump. Watch for Lexi giving a little more raise here. She's been going a little further each jump. And definitely a little further on that jump, I believe, Gus. She was a little off axis, but, man, she definitely was pushing it and saying, this is my last jump. I'm going to give it as much as I got.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that jump for me, Richard. The shoulders were back quite a bit at the top of the ramp. But, again, Lexi, she didn't butt drive that. A lot of times when your shoulders are way back, you're your butt's going to hit first. But I think I saw her feet contact the water first there. It looked like, not a bad landing, but I don't know about the distance on that one. Usually the bigger distances I see, the shoulders are forward, the feet are more under the jumpers, but maybe I'll be surprised on this one.
Yep, she's sitting on a 10-1 right now for her second jump. We'll see if she got out there a little further on that one. Swimming out to that white and blue boat is Becky Moynes-Meyer from Canada. Well, I think she did do quite well on that third and final jump. I got to clarify the distance I heard, but Lexi McCauley, third jump, 11.4 meters. 11.4 meters.
Great jump. Congratulations, Lexi McCauley. That's going to get you into the finals.
Yep, that would look like it. It's going to be a jump that would get her into the finals, perhaps regardless of what happens with the next jumpers.
Yeah, that's what I see here. If it's not the top of the top three, it'd be the next two from today's round and the previous, and that 11.4 would have just passed that 10.6 we see from Steffi Kirsch. But yep. Steffi Kirsch still may have a shot. It depends on what we see here with Brooke Fitch and the rest of the ladies.
New Zealand on the water. Brooke Fitch from New Zealand looking to get over that 11.4 to make sure she can get a finals berth. First jump. Nice raise, nice clean jump. Looked good for Brooke Fitch. So that 11.4 got out of Lexi McCauley. That really kind of changed it a little bit for the rest of these girls. Not a shoe-in anymore for Brooke Fitch. She's got an 11.3. Right. In the elimination round.
Yeah, that's a great observation, Richard. That's right where my eyes went to, is to see what Brooke Fitch did in the first round, and it was 11.3, just under what Lexi posted. So that is a factor here.
Well, Brooke Fitch answering the call. 11.9 meters on her opening jump, 11.9.
Brooke Fitch delivering on her first jump. Didn't waste any time getting into the finals there. So congratulations, Brooke Fitch. You're moving on.
So on the water, getting in the water. Getting ready for her very first jump of these semifinals, these World Championships. It's Becky Moynes-Meyer from Canada, wearing her signature jumpsuit, the John Deere jumpsuit. Coming in, 12.3 meter jump in the elimination round. This is her event. She's been on the podium at the World Championships in the past. Let's see what she's got. Look, she's going to pull it out. She was going for it. A little far back on the raise there, but wow, she was pushing it to the limit on the very first jump.
So there's got to be a story behind the John Deere jumpsuit. Do you know what that is, Richard?
Well, I think that they are farmers here, and she's grown up with John Deere tractors, and the local dealership is a sponsor of theirs, I believe. Deer Haven is the dealer's name, Deer Haven. They're probably here on site cheering her on.
That's pretty cool. When I see that, I think of the Heller girls wearing the cow pattern wetsuits. I like these custom wetsuits.
The distance there? Yeah, so Deer Haven is. Oh, that's a very good opening jump for Becky Moynes-Meyer, 12.2 meters. I know she's going to be happy with that as an opener. She's going to be wanting to go further.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, consistent 12-plus jumper for Becky. Just missed the podium at the 2016 World Championships. I think she's got a great shot at a podium spot this year. I'm pretty excited. Very consistent, big jumper. Gets out, all day long over 12, been over 13. So Becky Moynes-Meyer showing you why she's a contender here at this Worlds.
You bet. That jump's guaranteed to get into the finals right there. So got Brooke Fitch coming in behind that Sanger for jump number 2. 11.9 first jump. She's going to be pushing it out there, too. She's capable of getting in the 12-plus meter range easily.
We have a drone flying over the boat path. Whoever's flying it needs to get it off.
Okay. Brooke Fitch didn't land that jump. Attention, all on site. Attention. We have a drone flying on the site. Whoever's flying that drone, can you please pull it off of the boat path? You must fly the drone within 30 feet of the shoreline of this lake. So pull it off of the boat path, please. No flying of drones over the crowds or land or boat paths. We have ways of shooting drones down if necessary.
And they need to ask my permission before they do things like that.
Fall. 10.4.
There was a fall, yeah, for Brooke Fitch on jump number 2.
Yeah, it just looked like she got back a little bit too far. Yeah, we were just summoned by the Canadian Air Force. They're bringing the F-18s out right now to shoot down that drone if it's still in the air by the time they get here.
Hey, just a friendly note to anybody with a drone on site. Please, you need to see Al Moynes, the tournament director. If you're going to fly your drone, it's not a problem to fly the drones to get some good camera angles, but you need to see Al Moynes to get your drone flying license for this site. So before you put your drone in the air, go see Al Moynes. He'll explain the rules of drone flying here. And not a problem for to get the license to fly it, but you're going to need to get the authorization from the organizers here. So this is Becky Meyer, I believe, on her second jump.
Yes, it is. Putting up that sweet 12.2. Here we go. Jump number 2.
It looked further, hard to tell. I mean,
Yeah.
She was very similar style in the air, similar raise. A little bit off axis on the landing, might have drug a foot.
More square, though, off the ramp. If you remember the first jump, Becky was actually kind of back, giddy up, hold on, pull out. This one was coming off the ramp, nice and up and down, looked much better. Definitely an easier landing for her. Hopefully that translates into more distance.
Yeah, I think Becky probably did a little off axis, drug a heel, 11.2 meters on that second jump. I think that was due to just being a little off square, and maybe that heel came down a little sooner.
Yeah, I'm not doing very well calling predicting distances here for the jump. You know, I think I'm 0 for 1 or 2, so rather than strike out a third or fourth time, I'm just going to leave the predictions up to Richard here at this point.
Well, we've got jump number 3, Brooke Finch coming in, her third and final jump. She's got 11.9. She's got a fall on her second jump. That 11.9 looking pretty good to get her into the final right now. Can't imagine it not making the finals with the way this the distance thing rolls out here. So she's got the guaranteed 4th largest distance. Here comes Brooke Fitch, third and final jump. There's the cutout. There's a nice square raise, beautiful landing, nice ski out on that jump for Brooke Fitch.
Yeah, that was a really pretty jump there for Brooke Fitch. Very under control, nice soft landing. Everything's good with the boat crew on that one.
Didn't look like it was further than her big 11.9, but we'll wait and see.
I've been tracking the Open Ladies overall results. We got Ashley Stebbings at top with almost a 500-point lead right now over Georgia Grona, New Zealand, and Lexi McCulley about another 500 points behind Georgia Grown. So the ladies are putting a little distance between them, but it's early. You know, we're not even through the semi-finals. This is the first semifinal here for the jump, and we're going to move into the finals on. That was a 10.6 meter good jump for Brooke Fitch. So 11.9, her first jump is going to be the jump that she will.
So we have coming up, it's going to be, sorry, Gus, to interrupt, but coming up is Becky Moynes-Meyer, third and final jump. I know she's going to be pushing it, trying to get any distance she can out of this. And that signature suit, or jumpsuit, just a couple of facts, it was designed by Becky and fully paid for by Deerhaven, the local John Deere agent dealership that I know her family has, runs the John Deere tractors on their farm. Probably a good customer, local sponsor. They are one of the sponsors of this tournament. So we thank Deerhaven as a silver sponsor, as well as a wetsuit sponsor for Becky Moynes-Meyer.
Becky Moynes-Meyer on the water, third and final jump.
Another good, very similar. All three jumps look very similar to me, Gus. Hard to tell on that distance if that heel came down or not. I kind of feel like it wasn't quite as far as that 12.2.
Yeah, looking at the distance here between the ladies, 11.4, Lexi McCulley, Brooke Fitch, 11.9, Becky Moynes-Meyer, 12.2. It's going to make the finals pretty exciting. I expect those three ladies will get in. It's going to depend on what we see here with the final two jumpers. We've got Ashley Stebbings of Australia alternating jumps with Georgia Grown of New Zealand. Final two jumpers in this group.
Yeah, that was 11.5 for Becky Moynes-Meyer's third and final jump. We've got now on the water in the first boat coming in, Ashley Stebbings from Australia, the current world record holder in this event at, I believe she's up about 23.7 meters for the world record in the jump, 23.4 meters world record for the jump. More than capable of pushing it out past the world record today.
Yeah, and just looking at the scores, the way they're shaping up, we're down to our final two skiers with the top jump scores from the previous round. So the field is actually set right now. Based on the way the scores have been coming out, it's congratulations to Becky Moynes-Meyer, congratulations to Brooke Fitch, and congratulations to Lexi McCulley. You're all in the finals.
Here we go, jump number one from Ashley Stebbings from Australia. She's got a few things that she's out there to do. Number one is to pull points for her team, Australia, to go towards the overall in the team. You know, number two, she's out there to obviously land a jump, make the finals, and push her own overall out. First jump looked pretty big. I think that was a big jump. I'm thinking that is definitely further than her first round 20.3. Hard to tell for me. I'm watching it on the video here, but that looked like she went up pretty high.
Yeah.
And that looked like a decent-sized jump.
That's what I thought too, Richard. I saw altitude on that right off the top of the ramp. She really got up there. I noticed a couple of Ashley's other jumps, much more flatter trajectory in the preliminary rounds, but that was a big jump that I thought she got up and out on that one.
She was up high enough to do a little bit of the cartoon kick in the air and take her time flying back down.
Yeah, I think that was one of those jumps where you throw a handful of change on the floor of the boat and she can add it up while she's in the air before she lands.
There you go. So, yeah, she's more than capable.
Jump number one, 21.9. 21.9, first jump for Ashley.
Yes, a very decent jump for Ashley. 21.9 meters, 21.9. That is just 0.1 better than Georgia Groen's big jump from the first round. So Ashley Stebbings now biggest jump of the open women's division in this tournament.
And Ashley is your current world jump record holder. They had a 23.4 meter jump back in February of 2017 at the Queensland State Titles in the second round. So she's a second round skier, and when it comes to setting her records, I talked about some of the things. You look at the tricks record she set in the second round of competition. when she set that record. So here we go. Skier on the water. First jump, Georgia Grown, New Zealand.
Georgia Groen, current world overall champion, out here to defend her title. Here she is over the ramp. Looked like a good first jump. Big jump for Georgia Groen. Very consistent on landing these jumps, Gus. I rarely seen her not land and ski away from a jump. So very, very good opener.
Yeah, it wasn't all that long ago where we just finally started seeing two women in the same tournament jumping inverted. You know, you look back, I think it was Nadine de Villiers of South Africa was an inverted jumper. Definitely Elaine Heller. You know, but here we are. We've got two in one tournament. We have had, you know, Elaine has jumped with both of these young ladies. I don't know that we had Georgia in the open division and Elaine in the junior where we jumped three, but two for sure right now and at the last Worlds. It's nice to see the ladies getting out there inverted.
Is there a distance on that? Can't remember what they called the distance. Anyway, you got down the other end there, Ashley Stebbings getting ready for her second jump. Okay, that was it. Okay, Georgia Groen, jump number 1, 19.9 meters. 19.9 meters. Georgia Groen, jump number 1. So there you have it. I mean, the field is rounded out, just as you said, Gus. I think Georgia and Ashley are now out there, you know, trying to push their overall scores up, get the team overall points under their belts, get some overall points for themselves. They're both going to make the final round. Obviously, be nice to be the number 1 seed going into the final round, but they're out there to amass overall points for their teams and themselves.
Skier on the water, second jump, Ashley Stebbings, Australia.
There she's cutting out for the ramp. Another good-looking jump for Ashley Stebbings.
Yeah, that looked pretty consistent style and form-wise with the first jump. Very nice jump for Ashley Stebbings.
Looked very similar to that first jump.
As you were mentioning, Richard, it's going to play out basically, you know, first, second, third place finishers move on to the finals. So that's Georgia's Ashley and Becky at this point. And then the best score, the fourth and fifth entry into the finals would be the best score between the preliminary rounds. Both those were actually set today. For those next in line individuals in order, it was Brooke Fitch with 11.9 and Lexi McCulley with an 11.4. So those all the best scores were set today.
Okay, Ashley's second jump, they weren't able to get a distance. They are going to pull it off the computer, rewind, so to speak, and get the distance from the computer. So no distance right now on Ashley's second jump. However, the computer people are saying it was clearly shorter than her first jump. So they're indicating that it wasn't out as far as 21.9, the second jump. So we've got Georgia Groen on the water. I think we're waiting to just make sure the computer's clear. Couple more jumps out of these women, and then you know, the men's event's going to start, and it's probably going to go, you know, fairly quickly into it, I imagine, based on what we've got going on. So the first jumper in the open men's division going to be on the water is Keith St. Ange. Number 2 is Filippo from Italy, and then Peter O'Neill. So those, and Jackson Gerard. So those are the first 4. First 2 on the water, Keith St. Ange and Filippo from Italy. Right now, Georgia Groen, jump number 2. Coming in the course, cutting out for the ramp. Here we go. A little bit sideways in the air, but as I said, Gus, she seems to be very consistent on pulling out these landings.
Yeah, that was the old whiplash coming off. But I've seen big jumps when that's happened too. So, when I see that, it's, I never know what to think. The landing looked nice and soft.
No, she seems to be very calm and cool in the air, able to kind of square it back in and have a nice soft landing on these. So not so sure if it was further or not than the first jump. It looked kind of similar distance to me. She had a 19.9 the first jump. We'll have to wait and see.
It's always a pleasure watching the current women's open jump record holder going head to head with the current junior girls record holder. I mean, 21 years old now, Georgia Groen, but when she was a junior girl, she jumped 19 meters to set a world record.
I added a little bit of distance on that one for Georgia, 20.3, 20.3. Added a little bit, but really, not doing much to change her overall right now. 21.8 is the jump she had in the elimination round, and I know she's probably out there to increase that if she can. But Ashley Stebbings on the water for jump number 3. Here goes Ashley Stebbings down the course. She'll be looking to increase that 21.9 and get any more she can out of this ramp. There's the cutout. There's the jump. Looked pretty good. I don't know. Hard to gauge distance on the video. Might be about the same as that jump before.
Yeah, I thought it was nice. Maybe not as high up in the air trajectory-wise off the ramp, but very smooth. The body kept, it was pretty linear coming off the ramp there. Everything was pretty much straight down the lake, right in line with the boat there. So it was a really nice jump, solid landing there for Ashley, and a 3 for 3 on the landing performance from the current world record holder in jump.
As long as we don't get any rewrites, we just keep going. But we need to end this event first.
Yeah,
we can't have one girl jumping and a boy. But as soon as this ends, we just restart.
No boat change?
No crew, no boat change, anything.
Okay, so looks like we got Georgia Groen. One final jump, however, and then we're gonna go into the men's. So jump number 3 for Ashley, 20.1. She's got a bigger jump, 21.9. She added a meter to her jump distance and the overall in that. So Georgia Groen, one final jump. If it's all okay and no reride issue, then we're going to go straight into the open men's jump. But we need to clear the women's jump off the water before even the first men takes to the ramp. So Georgia Groen, third and final jump.
Couple nice jumps here already for Georgia. A 19.9 meter jump on her first attempt, and then a 20.3. So the distances are going up a little bit. Not quite where she was at from the preliminary round score of 21.8, but she's just 0.1 meter behind Ashley, which is going to make those finals really exciting. So here we go, skier on the water. Final jump for the open women's preliminary or semifinal round. Georgia Groen in New Zealand.
Here we go, Team New Zealand. Here's your final opportunity for a little more overall points in this event. Georgia Groen lands it, of course, skis away. Not sure on that distance. Not sure if she got out in that 21 meter range or not there, Gus. I kind of got a feeling that she's in the 20s still.
That looked pretty nice. I like Georgia comes off that jump nice and square. She makes those landings look really soft to me.
Yeah, she's very, very consistent on the landing. Kind of pull out of anything in the air sort of thing and land like a cat again. Very consistent. Georgia Groen, New Zealand.
I think one of my favorite all-time pictures in the the annual Barefoot Waterski Calendar Championships. There's a photo of Georgia Groen coming off the ramp. She's up in the air. It's shot from above, and there's just blue water underneath her. It's just an amazing photo. If you haven't seen it, it's probably one of the coolest barefoot photos I've ever seen. All right, moving on to the.
Yeah, that third final jump for Georgia Groen, 19.3 meters. That rounds out the women's event, and just as we've been saying all along, so to speak, number one here in the semifinals, That's Ashley Stebbings at 21.9. Number 2, Georgia Groen, 20.3. Number 3 is Becky Moynes-Meyer with a 12.2. Then